All right, man, peace. Hey, brothers, remember when you were in elementary school or junior high school or even high school? And there was always that one gullible dude in your clique who believed anything that y'all told him. And sometimes just for fun, you'd mess with him. Maybe it was April Fool's Day or maybe it wasn't. Just to fuck with him, you tell him anything. You say, yo, homegirl over there like you. I heard her talking about you. She even came up and asked me for your number. I said, I'm not going to get in the middle of that, so I'm going to tell my homeboy to go talk to you. She like you. Go talk to her. And then he go over and talk to the girl. Y'all be laughing and snickering. And he come back over like a jackass talking about, why you say that for? She don't like me, son. And he do the same shit 2 weeks later when you trick him again. That's Anthony Davis, man. Rich Paul and LeBron James sold Anthony Davis on some bullshit. They said, Anthony Davis, even though you guys won 50 games last year, got to the second round, you should want to leave your team right now and go to LA and help LeBron James win a championship. Because your legacy is never going to be sown here. We promise you, if you go on your request, matter of fact, demand a trade. We're going to get you out of New Orleans and into LA before the end of this season. And we're going to make a deep playoff run. And it's going to be the first in a long list of playoff runs. And you're going to be a champion. And Anthony Davis went and did that. And made a fucking fool of himself. And now he has to go back to his teammates and act as if he could be a leader for a squad of dudes who know that he does not believe in them. And you know what? The dude might not even get traded in the offseason. Who the hell knows? I mean, I doubt it. But you never know what might happen. I doubt that he won't be traded in the offseason, but you never know what might happen. Either way, he's in a very uncomfortable situation for the last 25 games of this season. And his teammates very clearly are out on him. And they're not going to try to play hard and win games with him. Tracy McGrady understands that, and he's going to let it be known in this video. So, of course, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
All right, we got to discuss what happened with the Pelicans last night against the Magic. They lost by 30 points. Anthony Davis scored just 3 points on 1 of 9 shooting, his lowest scoring output ever in a game he played.
What type of shit is that? I don't think I've ever seen Anthony Davis throw up a left-handed shot like that. Maybe he's out there playing games.
Left-hand runner? Come on, bro.
Thank you. Even Amin El-Hassan called him out. He said left-hand runner. I've never seen that from Anthony Davis. So it's very clear to me that he's not out there being serious. Let me rewind this back a little bit.
Davis scored just 3 points on 1 of 9 shooting, his lowest scoring output ever in a game he played.
Left-hand runner? Come on, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no, Vucevic.
After the game.
Yo, Vucevic be killing dudes. Quiet as kept. Vucevic is a problem. You get him on the right team, he'll light people up. I'm surprised that Rich Paul and LeBron James did not make a play for Vucevic because they may have been able to secure him, especially if they could have kept that under wraps. What happened was the trade request became too public, and Anthony Davis is too high profile a player for a trade like that to be that public. And then you combine that with the Rich Paul clutch sports angle, LeBron James playing with the Lakers, Magic Johnson getting involved, and the innate resentment and jealousy that the other teams across the NBA have for the LA Lakers. There was no way that that trade was going to work unless the Lakers just had unbelievable young talent, and they don't.
After the game, he said, we sucked. Seemed like nobody was interested in playing.
No shit. Once again, what you're doing right now is you're still living with your ex-girlfriend for the last 2 months because both your names are on the lease. That's what you're doing. So don't expect to get any ass from her over the next couple of months. As a matter of fact, don't complain if you hear some sex noises coming from the next room because her new man is in town. All right, that's what you did when you decided that you were going to declare to your teammates with a year and a half left that you ain't fucking with them no more.
When you play like that against a team who's fighting, you should expect that result. Alvin Gentry, no mood to talk about AD's future or his status with the team. Take a listen to this.
We got to get to the point where...
Oh, Alvin Troutmouth Gentry. I can't stand this dude.
You know, we're not bringing this up every time I step in front of the cameras.
Let me say this real quick. You know when New Orleans made their first mistake? When they fired Monty Williams without a cause. Monty Williams was able to lead this team to the playoffs back in 2015 with Anthony Davis. They fired him for no reason, just to hire Alvin Gentry because they wanted their offense to be like Golden State's, even though they had none of the components that Golden State had. And their team has not been the same since then. because this dude Alvin Gentry ain't no real head coach. What he is a great coordinator. He's not a real head coach.
Because to be honest with you, you know, most of the answers, if you guys want to have them, you're going to have to go to him and ask him.
Yeah, of course, because we know you ain't got no damn answers. Type of coach standing, most of the answers, if you guys want them, you got to go to him and ask him. It just goes to show you, Alvin Gentry got no say whatsoever. He said, we're not trading Anthony Davis for Beyonce. But he had nothing to do with whether or not Anthony Davis gets traded or not. It's all up to Dell Demps and the owner. He has no say whatsoever.
I'm not talking about any other situation other than what's happening on the court and who we're playing. That's what I'll talk about.
Well, what's happening on the court is you're getting your ass whipped.
Anything else, you guys are going to have to go somewhere else and find it.
Man, surprised Alvin didn't just
snap your fingers and walk off on that.
I feel for Alvin Gentry.
I'm surprised.
I don't feel for no damn Alvin Gentry. The man's getting 7 figures. Man up and just deal with it.
Disappear for 8 days and then wonder why everyone's asking questions.
Stop.
He said.
Thank you, Amin Al-Hassan. I mean, I don't know what Anthony Davis is expecting right now. Once again, he's that dude who got told by a couple of his friends that a chick liked him. And the chick don't really like him like how he thought. And now he got to walk back with his tail between his legs.
He is not the general manager, and he is not Anthony Davis, and he should not be the one who has to answer questions about that. Look, this is one of the things, T-Mac, when I said they should at least consider trading him before the deadline, and not to the Lakers. I was advocating they find an Eastern Conference team to sort of say, hey, you could get him for 2 playoffs. Let's try to rustle up a deal, because this is the result.
You got to understand.
Right, but why would they short themselves right now with that? Just find any Eastern Conference team when the team that they think may be their best trading partner is the Boston Celtics, and they can't make a real trade with them until the end of the season. So that's why they're waiting.
Yeah, there are going to be some nights like this because this team was deflated by Anthony Davis coming out saying he wanted to be traded.
Absolutely. Shows poor leadership. But you know what? Anthony Davis is not a real leader anyway. He's just a great player. And that's what I mean. Players like him, Kevin Durant, they're not real leaders. They're weapons. Big difference. That's why Anthony Davis is looking to move to a team where there is a leader that he's willing to allow to lead him, that he's willing to follow. People have to understand that. It's a lot more to it than just their skill set and what they bring to the table and what their numbers are. Oh, well, they should want to be leaders. Look, man, if they're not born a leader, you can't force it on them. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, they're not real leaders. Certain players want to leave teams where they feel like there's an oppressive leadership force and go stake out their own claim and their own dominance and their own quote-unquote legacy as a leader. Other players already have their own team and they want to move on to a franchise where there's an established leader that they're comfortable following. Anthony Davis is a LeBron James fanboy, so he's eager to follow LeBron. That's why it was so easy for them to get into his ear, because there was no need for him to switch over to Clutch Sports in the first place. Anthony Davis, he pretty much writes his own checks. He's a max player. Everybody knows that. So as soon as he switched agencies, everybody knew that the writing was on the wall.
So him saying that, nobody was interested in playing last night, no, they don't want to play with you.
Thank you, sir. Simple as that. Let me rewind this back a little bit.
Be some nights like this because this team was deflated by Anthony Davis coming out saying he wanted to be traded. So him saying that, nobody was interested in playing last night, no, they don't want to play with you. Because you already out the door.
Thank you, sir.
You're 2 feet out the door already. So why are we going to give our all for our once franchise player? Why are we going to come and bust our tail for you every night?
Especially when everybody has guaranteed contracts. The only guys who are going to be out there playing hard are upcoming free agents. That's it. They already know that they're not going to make the playoffs because if their best player is not willing to lead them, they have no hope.
Hey, we're not going to do that. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. That's where they at. Already. And we're not even at the break.
I blame the NBA and unintended consequences, right? Because they should just send them home and say,
no, sir. We're not running that type of party. Once you sign a contract, you're a part of an overall entertainment league. That means what? You have to show up, you have to play. Okay? When Madonna or J-Lo or the Spice Girls decide that they're going to go out to Las Vegas and fulfill their contract and perform a certain amount of shows, that's what they have to do. It does not matter if they're ill or sick one night. They have to go out there and fulfill their obligations. It's called a contract. A lot of cats out there don't grasp this because they want to use the NBA and this whole Anthony Davis situation to propagate this fake high-paying job or high-paying athlete equals slavery bullshit paradigm. No, sir. No. If you're a contractor for any company, you have to fulfill the contract. If you decide to renege, they have the right to take you to court. These are things that everybody has to understand before you make declarations like what he allowed Rich Paul to make for him. So he allowed Rich Paul to put him in a very precarious situation.
And say, wait till the end of the year, we'll find it.
You can't sit a top 5 player healthy.
Yes, you can.
I feel bad for the
Yes, you
Pelicans
can.
fans and all of this. You pay for tickets,
Well,
and this is not the
not
product
enough
you're
of them
paying
pay for
for.
tickets.
I'm just saying, like, this is...
it's
a bad situation all the way around.
It's a bad look when a player comes out and demand a trade and it doesn't happen, because this is what you're going to be stuck with.
That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will be in Charlotte tomorrow.
I'm
kicking
wearing my
off all-
sweatpants.
But anyway, that's basically it on that. I agree with Rachel Nichols. You can't just send him home. I mean, El Hassan does not understand that once you set a precedent like that, where you allow players, prominent players, quote unquote top 5 players, to demand trades, and then say, not only are you going to trade me, I'm going to tell you where I'm going to be traded to. Now you lose the faith of the fans. You're going to lose your constituency. Eventually, you're going to lose money. Sets a very, very bad precedent. But anyway, peace.